set, go. Three guys, one mic, a lot of heavy. Oh yeah.
Hello everybody, I'm Geoff Crenshaw,
I'm Ben Eastman.
and you're listening to Heavy Set Go. Whoa. Let's do that again.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
We knew that we were going to do that.
Yeah, we totally went into that full speed. You may notice that in the introductions, you didn't hear a certain other bearded scoundrel mention his name. That's because Alan Edward Burrell is not here.
Yeah, we could list the laundry list of reasonings and excuses, but he's just not here.
He's not here.
No.
Well, nobody told me about Alan, the way he lied.
Does he lie?
Well, no, I don't know. No one told me about Alan, how many people cried. Well, it's too late to say he's sorry. How should he know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to get him to show up to podcast. He's not here. The way he likes his burgers with welfare is really good. He's not here. He's not here. Yeah, he's not here.
The worst part is I queued up lyrics to a song because I was going to go a cappella. and without even doing it, you were already moving into a song.
What do you want to sing?
Well, I want to sing a song that I really like to sing. It's one of my favorite songs to sing. And it's by a great artist. I think his name's, his last name's Presley? Presley?
Donald Presley?
No, and his first name's like Elvis?
You're nuts. There's no one by that name.
The artist is Elvis Presley.
Oh!
And the song is only as good as Nicolas Cage's cover of it in
Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart.
David Lynch's best film, in my opinion.
Yes. And so you want to sing it together?
Sure. We're going to rule this again. Too bad we don't have a guitar.
I know, right? So we're going to do an acapella. I'm going to start out, and we'll alternate. So here.
I know the song. You just sing, and then when you stop, I'll start singing.
Well, so the reason why I chose this song is because I think MCA or RCA, one of the companies, posted a video of him doing this a cappella with the Jordanaires. And it was so funny because there was this just audience of women. He's just sitting there, and he was kind of laughing and joking with doing the song too.
Were they all screaming?
Yeah, he was waiting for it. He was kind of holding his ears. It was funny, but it's such a great song. All right, anyways.
Nothing's more attractive than women screaming at you.
Yeah, except I wouldn't know. Treat me like a fool. Treat me mean and cruel. But love me. Wring my faithful heart. Tear it all apart. But love me.
Won't you love me well? If you ever go, darling, I'll be yours. So lonely, I'll be sad and blue, crying over you, dear only. I would beg and steal
Just
to feel.
Just to feel
your heart.
I want your heart beating close to mine, so close to mine.
Well, if you ever go, darling, I'll be oh so lonely. Begging on my knees, all I ask is please, please love me. Oh yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes. So after that point in the podcast is when everyone goes, "What am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I listening to this?"
Then they probably dragged the cursor so so skip this part.
You're like, all right, couple of fat guys doing awkward acapella. All right, and now for the for side A of Below from Hawaii, we're gonna do every song.
American Trilogy. No.
Oh God,
that's too hard.
I can't do
Remember
that
night I spent like 20 minutes trying to reach that note.
Yeah.
His truth is marching.
That's the only way that I can get up to it is if I start that way. But he I don't know. Man.
Marching. And then he hits it immediately. I can't do that.
If you are listening to, if you're one of the two people that listens to this besides Geoff and I, when we listen to it.
Certainly, it's not Alan. He never
Yeah, Alan doesn't listen to any of these podcasts. But if, check this out, American Trilogy, Elvis Presley, live. He hits this note during the climax point of the song, or climactic point of the song, that is just will send shivers down your spine.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome. The music, that's just a great album. That's my cousin Chris's favorite album. And when we were going to, when we were on our way to Yosemite from San Jose, we thought, oh, this would be kind of a fun thing, because live albums are usually really long. We're like, hey, let's listen to each other's favorite live albums, because we're big into music. So we got our top 5 favorite albums, whatever. And his favorite live album is Elvis Presley, Aloha from Hawaii, via satellite, I think. And my favorite live album is Paul McCartney and Wings Over America. So we listened to each of them, both a double album, because we had about a 3.5 hour drive, so we were able to get through both of them. And it's always kind of fun. It's fun to me listening to songs or music or albums or things that other people like. Having known that, I can listen to a song, and it's it's good and I like it. But I always love it when someone's like, "Oh, this is my favorite song," because then you can just kind of slip into a different consciousness of why they like that. It's like a lens, you got to put on a pair of glasses to listen to something, but just kind of.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, same thing with movies and stuff,
I'm not sure what my favorite live album is. I haven't put that much thought into that far into conceptualizing different categories of what my favorite live or my favorite Roaring 20s it is or whatever, but I think it's probably Johnny Cash live at Folsom Prison.
Oh well, I
love the Elvis in Hawaii one.
Yeah, the Folsom Prison is a pretty renowned one. That's the funny thing is I'm not huge into live albums actually.
Yeah.
I don't mind and I love going to concerts. I love that, but I never think I'm going to listen to this live song. But there are some ones that are really good. The few that come to mind more recently, a live album that I love listening to is John Mayer live in Los Angeles, because I think that's the best work he's ever done. And I think he's so much better live than he is in studio.
I used to really not like John Mayer because I thought Like, he had this song I hated that was huge 10 years ago or so. It was Waiting on the World to Change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. I thought it was the most annoying fucking song I've ever heard. And then you like sent me a link. It was like, why don't you come when I call?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is great. Who is this? And it was John Mayer.
Yeah. Come When I Call is a great song on that live album. And so that's a good live album that I like. One of the ones that this is kind of funny, when I was growing up in like middle school and high school, I was really big into classic rock. That was just like my first like that's when I realized I loved music, like
KGON and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like I grew up on like 90s country, but when I first realized like I had a passion for music and like music history and all that is when I was learning guitar and I listened to KGON nonstop. And of course, like every week, get my allowance, I'd go to Best Buy and I'd buy a CD. And
back when they had selection.
Yeah, back when they had a big selection. And one of my first CDs I got, I actually bought that Fred Meyer. I was looking for a greatest hits compilation of AC/DC. And AC/DC doesn't have a greatest hits compilation, which
Wait, they don't?
They don't. And when you're a kid, at that time, I wasn't really totally into album cuts and blah blah. I just I wanted
the hits.
Well, I just wanted a CD full of the songs that I knew of them.
Highway to Hell.
So I saw this one disc that had all those songs on it, but it was a live album. Oh. And so I kind of actually grew up on AC/DC's live records, but they're really good live, and it sounds just like they do on the records. There's just a little concert interaction before like each tune, but so that was kind of my first live album, but it was good.
You know what's the live version of this one song is such a disappointment? Bob Seger's Old Time Rock and Roll. You have to have the studio because it's like in the live one it's just like dun 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 dun, or it's like this guitar like lead up and then you start singing it, but the song's nothing without that opening piano. Dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
You have to have that for the song to really. Then it does that I think twice, and then it finally take those whole record. Without when it's just like dun 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 dun. It's like, not interested.
Yeah, that opening piano lick in that song is. Every time anyone hears that, they get in like a good mood.
I've never seen Risky Business, but every time I hear that song, I imagine like dancing like that in my own house, sliding into. Although it's pretty much all carpet in here, so I can't really slide. But
well, put some Vaseline on the ground and.
No, it would just fuck up the carpet. It won't help my sliding ability. I can kind of slide in the kitchen if I'm wearing socks.
It could moisturize your heel.
But that won't help me slide. It'll just fuck up my carpet. So, recently you shot an upcoming short film with Calvin. Well, he says it's not Mori. It's like Mahiki or Mahara or whatever. It's Japanese pronunciation.
Morie, right?
I think Morie or something.
I just prefer to call him his first name and last name.
I like Calvin Maury McCarthy, even though that's wrong. I said, hey, if you want your middle name pronounced correctly, you got to spell it phonetically. It's now people might take that license to call me Geoff, but my name is the original spelling of Geoff. Just look up Chaucer. Thank you. So. Calvin Murray McCarthy and Caitlin Lewis are the stars of your film.
I'm crediting him as Calvin McCarthy in my film.
But he's Calvin Murray McCarthy on IMDb.
Yeah, well.
Or Morier or whatever.
Tough shit.
Hey, don't piss on his heritage.
Alright, speaking of pissing on heritage. No, so yeah, I just finished shooting, was that last week? Yeah, for a film called The Card. Excuse me. And is a short film comedy revolving around a character, Tommy, who is afraid of storms. It's the best way to put it. Lightning, thunder, crashing, rain, wind, everything that comes with it. He's afraid of it. And one stormy night, a classmate, Sally is her name, calls him up and wants him to come over for a little late night skyrockets in flight.
A roll in the hay.
Yeah, a roll in the hay. And and he's never rolled in the hay before. But he has to overcome his fears to get to her place so that he can lose his virginity.
The character arc of the Tommy character, without giving anything away, is amazing. And it's only a 10-minute long film? 15?
13 minutes. So it's just I think it's just a little bit less, or a little bit shorter than, Mystery Spot. But, I was kind of interested to see how long it was going to be, because I wasn't sure. I mean, the script itself only had about 9 pages or so, but I knew that there was going to be some moments that were stretched out. But yeah, I've got a first cut. Not, it's not finalized yet, but first cut front to back, and I think it's pretty funny. I'm excited to show it to some people. And
I really enjoyed the filming process of it. It was
a fun shoot. Definitely. Yeah. I think it was a relaxed, both days. It was shot in 2 days. Very relaxed.
Very relaxed atmosphere. And everyone brought their A game.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone brought their A game on the set.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Josh Dietrich came in huge. We had a location fall through. And
at the last minute.
At the very last minute, and Dietrich stepped up and said, "Hey guys, I open my doors to you."
Yeah, which was great because his roommate wasn't there, so we had a little freedom to shoot as late as we needed.
Yeah.
And so that was great. I mean, obviously it was a little bit of a drive for us, but as a filmmaker, you're willing to do whatever it takes to get your film done, and those were the 2 days that we had planned for months to get done.
Yeah.
So when something fell through, we had no choice but to either figure it out or push it back, and I didn't want to have to push it back.
It would have been a scramble.
It would have been. So, but
we still could have filmed the stuff at Lex Wood's place, who also opened her doors to us.
Yeah.
But the first night would have been.
But I think both the shoots went good, and the thing that was good about it is I like a relaxed set. I think we had some brewskis. We were sponsored by Momtucky Cold Snacks. If you're thirsty, grab a snack.
A cold snack.
A cold snack.
Pretty good beer, light beer.
Yeah, it's a light beer. I mean, it's not gonna fill you up, but it's a get it on ice, have a few sips. It's pretty good. But anyways, they were generous enough to give us some beer. So on set, have a few beers. Everyone's laughing, having a good time, but we're having a productive time. And so I got all the shots that I needed. So
that reminds me, I left my Momtucky hat in your car.
It's my Momtucky hat now, actually.
What?
Yeah, that's right. No, they're all. I think that is yours, actually.
Yeah, I gotta get it out. It was gonna be the Mother's Day present that I gave my mom.
You're gonna give your mom a Momtucky Cold Snacks orange camo hat?
Well, have you ever seen this is a allegory. Have you ever seen The Littlest Angel?
No.
Okay, well, basically,
Please tell me you ain't the little angel, because 1, you're an asshole, and 2, you're big. So. It
think it was based on a short story, but it was this cartoon feature. My grandma loves The Littlest Angel, and like every time we watched it, like I look over, she had tears in her eyes because it always moved her. But it's basically what it's about is the baby Jesus is about to be born, and it's like all these angels are bringing forth gifts. Like, here's a cask of gold, and here's silver, and here's all this really valuable stuff because you're baby Jesus, you're the Messiah, and you're going to get all this wonderful, all of this wonderful, all these wonderful things, and the little angel, who's like the ghost of a kid or something, is like all frightened because he doesn't have anything great to give the baby Jesus, and he freaks out, and basically how it ends is he takes his most treasured possession, which has it's like a little box with a dog collar and a baseball mitt or something. He sets it on the pile of gold and whatever, and when the baby Jesus comes into the world, the first gift that baby Jesus wants is the gift the littlest angel gave him, because even though it's not monetarily valuable, it came from the heart, and it was very important to the person who gave it. So no, stop. Let me finish.
Okay.
So he picks it, and he picks the gift because it was important and came from the heart. And that is why I'm giving Mom the Momtucky close snack.
So let me get this straight. You just spent the last 4 minutes explaining this fucking stupid ass film that you're the little angel, your mom is Jesus Christ, and the gift that the little angel gives Jesus Christ is the Momtucky cold snack. Do you think baby Jesus would be happy wearing an orange camo hat?
Well, if it came from the heart, did you not get the moral?
I got the moral.
The moral of the story.
I got the moral of the story. But fuck you. That hat is meant for crew only, and your mom isn't a part of the crew.
She's part of my crew, and without her, there would be no...
Geoff, you couldn't afford her a gift, and you didn't make her anything. You're the one that fucked up this Mother's Day.
I did not fuck up Mother's Day.
Don't use free swag to give to your mom. Well, that is not how Momtucky wants its swag given out.
It's from the heart, and it might introduce her to Momtucky, and maybe it'll wean her off the awful spill called Corona.
I don't think anything is going to wean your mom off of Corona.
No, but
I don't think anything's going to wean your mom off of Corolla. Wait, Corolla? I don't think anything's going to wean your mom off of ice cold Coronas.
The point is, even the Momtucky hat isn't financially worth much. It's a gift from the heart, because it's what I have to give her. And it's maybe if I write I heart you across the brim.
I'm telling you right now, you are not getting that hat.
That's my hat.
Everyone else got hats, and I didn't get a hat.
That's my hat.
You're going to give your hat to your mom.
That's my hat.
You're not getting a hat.
That's my hat.
No, not anymore.
No, that is my hat.
Not anymore.
So you hear that, Mother? Your Mother's Day present has been stolen by Ben Eastman because he went back on his word to his best friend.
Oh, fuck you. There was a time where whenever we would go to Buffalo Wild Wings, you would fucking grab the little crowns, and you would always leave them in the car.
Well, I'll get the hat out of your car.
Geoff, shut your fucking trap for a second. You would always leave them in the car, and I'd have to always clean them out. Technically they were yours. Now, I guarantee if I said, no, I'm going to take one, you would have been like, well, I don't care. I just put them there to piss you off. So, if it has been in my car for over a week, and you haven't thought to grab it, it's mine now.
No.
Geoff.
No.
The only reason you would have had it in the first place is if it was mine. Or because I gave it to you. It's mine.
It's because I'm a producer on the film, which was sponsored by Momtucky.
Nope.
So one of those hats is mine.
No.
That's my hat.
Mine.
This isn't very interesting anymore. But yeah, so it would have been a gift from the heart, assuming that you decided not to commit.
Hey, when was Mother's Day?
It was a while ago.
Oh, was it?
But I'm still thinking of her because I feel so bad that I couldn't get her.
I prefer to love my mother every day.
Yes, I do. And that's why I still want to give her the hat now, even
Then
though
why
it's
do
no
you
longer
have a
Mother's Day.
shrine in your room that has a voodoo doll with your mom's face on it with pins?
I do not. Oh. So, anyway, the card.
Yeah, film's looking good.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
And Caitlin is fantastic. Calvin's hilarious.
Caitlin Lewis, great actress. She actually was the person who played that role when I wrote it for the stage back when I was going to Portland State. I wrote this and we casted it and had a director and we performed it on stage. And it worked really well.
Who was the original Tommy?
Original Tommy, a gentleman named Nick McKernan. Great actor. He also was lead singer in a band, I believe.
Is it the Nick McKernan Experience?
No. But I think he lives up in Seattle now. And so that was something that I always had in my back pocket. And after Mystery Spot, I struggled to think up something new that I could do. And
it can be hard.
In my head, I kind of looked at some old scripts, and that one was like, you know what? I think I could do it. I think we could do this. And it came together very quickly. I mean, I funded everything. It's not that it was that expensive or anything, but it'd take a little bit of money to get a few things together. But, you know, borrowed some camera lenses, got some people to let us stay at their place, and shot it. And
thank you, Bertram, Wood, and Dietrich.
Yeah. So, we're looking probably for that to be released July, August, in summertime. So,
my film will not be released by then. I'm generally aiming towards 2017 at this point, because I was talking to Alan, and I'm gonna have to ADR most of it, and he's like, yeah, I won't be surprised if that takes you until next year. And I was thinking about it, and yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
So 2017 is the goal. Gonna try and this summer try and get the voices and go over to get some ambient noises and sound effects that I need.
Yeah.
But I had.
It's a process.
It is a process. I had some nice hospitality myself. John Shannon let me use his house in filming this in a while, so it was nice to of him to keep it open that long. So, what's your favorite book?
Favorite book? Well, Hot Zone.
Hot Zone. You loaned me that once.
I did. Richard Preston?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a book I remember reading and thinking it was really cool how it was done. And it was shocking and immediately engrossing.
Made me scared as hell of Ebola.
Yeah, it's a very scary book. And I think the reason I ended up reading it in the first place is in high school, I was in like a biology class and we had to read an excerpt of it. And just hearing or reading the excerpt of it, and it was like, whoa, you know, a few paragraphs you read about, you know, blood with black specks and dead in a few days, or vomiting, you know, that, and it's like, whoa, I was just like, holy shit, what's this? So I think I went out and bought that book. But I mean, there's a lot of books that I really like. I mean, one that I really liked that I read recently was The Disaster Artist.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Which was both hilarious, heartwarming, and informative. It was good.
I've never read a book that made me laugh more than The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
True story.
Great read.
Tell us about what was it about?
Well, it's about the movie The Room, which is, you know, considered among many people nowadays to be the worst film ever made. Although
the best worst film.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of really fucking bad films, but this one's just kind of got the cult status right now.
It's a bad film that's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
it's funny that
absolutely
are not
hilarious. But it's funny. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer online. But the film the book is about one of the actors from the film, who was also, I think, the script supervisor.
The line producer.
The line producer. So that's not a script supervisor. A line producer has to do with money. But he was friends with the director, and the director is also the writer and the actor, and
the legendary Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau, and he's
a character.
He is a character. Is he inept? Is it a show? Who knows? But
very eccentric. No one. He has this like European accent, but he claims to be from Louisiana.
Yeah,
I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah, he is an enigma, to be, to put it lightly. And the book is about their relationship and the making of the movie. Which anyone who's actually pretty into the movie, which Geoff and I have been for the last few years. We've met him countless times when they come show the film at Cinema 21.
He's the same exact in person as you see him interviewed.
They usually do like Q&As, and it's a late night showing, and people bring buckets of spoons and throw them, and it's kind of like it's like the new Rocky Horror.
It is although a much more enjoyable experience. Not the film itself, but we went to the theater for Rocky Horror once, and it was so disappointing to me. Like, they had the volume down really low for some reason, and I could barely hear it. I thought that the speakers were broken or something. But then we went to the film festival. We went to the film festival later on, where they showed Mystery Spot, and the speakers were fine first. So for some reason, they turned down.
Well, I think what they did is that because people usually sing along, maybe they turned them down or something.
Lame.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not stupid, but I figured that was the case. But when I want to watch a movie, I want a fucking dark theater, and I want it to be loud,
Yeah.
I mean, when you go see movies, that's what you want.
People yell at the room and talk and interact with the screen, and they have the volume all the way up, and you can hear everyone fine. You don't have to turn down the sound.
Exactly. I think it lessens the experience when you turn it down. Yeah. It kind of, you lose that magic of being in the theater.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Is the immersive, and even if people are talking and it's supposed to be like that, that's cool. But if it's not, it's so annoying. For a while there was a stretch of time when every time we would go to a movie, there'd be some jackass right behind us talking the entire way through.
Yeah.
We went to The Martian, I think it was, or was it Created? And there was someone behind us with rappers, and they were fucking with the rappers throughout the entire movie. I think
we were we were in the back row for The Martian. So it wasn't that, but I think you might have been right. I think it was probably Creed. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I get it. You're gonna hear some rappers. You're gonna hear some popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Here's some chewing, but they're
there's a line.
Yeah, exactly. That reminds me, movie etiquette is always something that's you
got to take it seriously.
I understand if you get a phone call, step out. If you need to send a text, sure, but just make sure the screen is really not very bright. But don't be texting or on your phone the whole movie. Don't be nonstop talking. What I hate is when people have to repeat lines in the movie, as if they like to accentuate the comedy. Someone, look at his balls are on fire. That's a line said in the film. Oh, look, his balls are on fire.
Oh,
they have to repeat it to their friend.
Fucking idiots go to the movies, or when someone thinks that they're the only genius who understands what's going on in the movie is I think he's about to kill the guy because this guy did this earlier, and then or the idiots that have to ask 100 fucking questions throughout the entire movie.
Oh, God.
Is the bad guy a dragon? But
yeah.
But
this will look good in 3D.
Oh God,
they're scalping him.
Oh, that time we went to Inglourious Bastards, and this is the last scene of the film. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! When they're about to or it's close to the last scene. It's like the last scalping of the movie.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of scalping going on in that movie.
It's like 30 people. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but a lot of people have been scalped by this point, and it's been happening all the way through the movie. And this is the last time it happens towards the end of the movie, and Ben and I are like about halfway, like in the middle of the theater, like between the front and the back, and there's a guy a couple rows down. You can smell the alcohol coming off of his body, and suddenly it's after. Like, the movie is basically a group of soldiers and Hitler and people getting scalped, and the last scalping, this drunk guy starts screaming, "Holy shit! They're scalping him!"
And pointing at the screen.
He's pointing at the screen. I remember Ben and I looked at each other.
I just remember like he was like with his friends, and like they literally. Like, throughout that movie, like, every 20 minutes, I would just get this horrible reek of, like, alcohol. Like, they had been, like, bathing in it. Like, it was so bad.
It's like they drank so much they were sweating it.
Yeah. But, yeah, I remember that. So, to get back to, kind of, like, theater etiquette, it's always funny. But there was one time where
Christine?
my theater etiquette was not of the greatest, but it was on accident, and I felt really bad. But yeah, we were at Fifth Avenue Cinema watching Christine on 35mm, which was awesome, because that's a great movie, and 35mm, fuck yeah. And I had gotten a glass Sprite.
I think it was a 7-Up.
Maybe 7-Up. Either way, it was glass. And I had finished it, and it was in my little cup holder, and I, like, moved my arm, and it knocked it over on the hardwood floor, and it didn't break, but it, like, doink, doink, and then it, like...
It reverberated off the theater.
And it, like... It was, like, literally, like, louder than the movie itself. Like, and there was a good amount of people there. There's probably about, 30, 40 people there.
You could feel every eye, like, turning.
And then the worst part is it hit, like, it went doink, 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 and then it stopped, and it rolled down the theater.
And it made this, like...
It was like... And I remember, like, looking down, and I see Jeff's face. He's mortified, and I'm like, oh, shit. And I kind of look around, and every single person in the theater is looking at me. And it's, like, in the middle of, like, a big scene in Christine. And I'm just like, I am who my parents warned me about.
You know what's worse than that?
What?
That time we went to go see Fright Night. Yeah, you remember now.
What was your own damn fault?
We were, there was the only seats we could find. It was a crowded showing.
That was.
And the only seats we could find were a couple at the end of this row, and we had to go past these people that were already there. So Ben and I are walking, like through, like between, and it's one of these theater seats that has like the table in front of him where people put their drinks and stuff. Well, Ben and I are walking past them, and I bump against the glass of water, and it spilled. And it's not my glass; it's the guy who's letting me through. I bump against his glass of water, and it spills all over the ground.
All over the ground.
All over
and
the
that
table.
Whole table.
It was
like the table like lasted the whole row, and like I remember wiping water down like where I was sitting, which was like 4 seats down from where the spill had happened.
But there was like, huge puddles of water. I ran out and grabbed him another glass of water, and I got a fist full of napkins and just started throwing them down all over the spill.
Yeah. And
it kind of soaked him up.
I remember when you left, that guy was so fucking pissed. He like looked over at me, he's like, is that your fucking friend? He's a piece of shit.
What?
Nah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, I remember him being very nice.
I just said that only because I wanted to see your eyes die just a little bit.
No, but no.
And it worked.
No, what? I remember he was nice. So like, oh, I'll get you another water. It's like, no, you don't have to. No, I'll get you another water. I just knocked this one all over the concrete. The bright side is it's probably the most clean that floor's been in ages.
Brewster!
Great movie, by the way, the original Fright Night.
That's like one of the few instances where I like both of them quite a bit. The original is the best, obviously, but
The remake's pretty
I
good.
actually like the remake quite a bit.
Although I'm definitely not a fan of that fucking, what's his name? Christopher Mintz-Platz or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Red Mist from
Yeah.
Kick-Ass.
He is kind of lame in that, actually. I didn't think about that, but...
McLovin, that's what everyone knows him as. I never liked him. I don't really care for him in anything I've seen. For some reason, he bugs me.
No, it's not for some reason. It's for the right reason.
This is Heavy Set